Hello. Have you checked? Can you hear me? Loading is two. That's network. All right, so let's begin. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to week 5. Can you believe it? It's already week 5, and we're ending this 6-week relationship next week. And this week, we're going to be looking at basic financial literacy, basic ones, because the advanced one is not. So we're looking at the basic financial literacy that um, anybody can, learn and understand. It's for young people, it's for adults. It's just the basic. So I'll share my slide and then we will begin this conversation. Welcome once again. I am super excited about this particular topic because it concerns us all. When it comes to money, we deal with money and we're going to continue to deal with money for the rest of our lives. So it's important that we learn about money, what money is, how to make money, how to save it, how to manage it, how to multiply it. This is basic financial literacy. So I have my slides to upload. Okay. Please, can you see my screen? I hope you can see my screen. Basic financial literacy. Under this, in the next 1 week, we are going to be learning about different aspects. We're beginning with part 1, understanding money and its value. We'll be answering the question, what is money? Needs versus wants, the concept of value, earning money, introduction to budgeting. Today, we are going to also look at, we will just do the basic introduction for today, and then tomorrow we can go into, part 2 and 3. But before the end of this week, we should be able to cover all of these topics in the curriculum. And by the end of this training, this is our objective, but what money is. A lot of people, they just know that money is something they used to buy something or something that they can earn. So they can use it to buy something or pay for goods and services. But there's so much more to understand. We're going to look into the history of money and, the concept of money. Money is man-made. When God created the world, he did not create money. So money is man-made. And if time permits us, you can also get into maybe other aspects of money that is man-made. It's important. The difference between your needs are different from your wants. And the basic idea of planning how to use your money, that is budgeting. So we begin with basic definitions and introductions. What is money? Just take a moment and think, what is money? What is money to you? Most people agree to ask makes buying and selling much easier. That's what money is. But I call money, my personal definition, money is a very trusted servant that goes through your entire life with you. You know, the way you have, someone that stays in your house like a steward, or you call it a house help or whatever. When you have a very trusted one and a good one, the only reason why that person will stay with you throughout your life is dependent on how you treat it. So if you see money as a trusted servant that goes with you throughout life, then you know that the way you treat money will determine how money will come to you, how money will stay with you, and how money will serve you. If you don't treat your servants well, they will not serve you well. If you don't treat your servant well, when they have a good opportunity, they will leave you. Even your workers, if you don't treat them well, when they have another opportunity, they might be coming to work for whatever you're paying them. When they have opportunity to leave, they will not even hesitate. That's how money is. That's why we are learning, the basic concepts of it. So I'm going to be chipping in some of my personal beliefs about money. So if you want to take it, it might be helpful. This is something that I've also learned, and it's helping me. The money that we know of right now, like the paper, the naira, the currency, the euro, dollar, or the yuan, whatever it is that we use to exchange for value, is actually man-made. And it came about, series of events. A long time ago, we used to trade by barter. And trade by barter is, I want to buy rice, a bag of rice. You go to the market, you don't have rice, but you have chicken. And you're looking for who has rice and needs chicken so that you can be able to trade. They collect your chicken and you take their rice. So it became really difficult to have the same thing that you have, and you cannot trade what you have. And then in terms of value as well, you might just have like, let's say you have a tuber of yam. You cannot exchange one tuber of yam with a whole cow. You see, the value is not the same. So when, it became really difficult to be able to trade by barter. That was when the concept of cowries came out. The cowries that we use now to design our hair and all of that. So you have cowries, you can count the number of cowries that will signify the value of something, and then you can give them that item. And it also did the paper cash. So this is how money that we know of right now came about. So money solved this problem of trading by barter. So somebody can actually come and say, my goods is worth 500 naira. You don't need to come and give me yam that I don't need. Just give me the 500 naira. I'll use that 500 naira to go and buy the things that I also need. So society started using things like, we've talked about the shells, the beads, precious metals as money because they were valuable and easy to carry. Eventually, we developed currency like the naira and forms of money issued by government. In bracket, man-made. So I keep overemphasizing that, re-emphasizing the man-made, because a lot of people build their lives based on the amount of this man-made thing that you have. They don't think that there are other values they have. In as much as, the trading by barter had officially ended, but there are still things, valuable things you have that you can trade for another thing of value. So you don't necessarily have to have cash, the currency that we know of, to be able to get something of value. You should also know that you have something of value that you can give in exchange of another thing of value. Right now, I'm giving you something of value. I'm giving you something of value. And in exchange, I can demand another thing of value that you can really give me. And we've not traded with money at all, but we have exchanged value and satisfied ourselves. So when we talk about money as being man-made, we should not confine ourselves with, oh, because I don't have it, therefore I don't have anything, or because I don't have it, therefore I can't get anything. There are other things that you can do to exchange, to get value or to give value. So there are different forms of cash. There is, the physical cash. We are going cashless these days, so it's difficult to see people carrying money like that. You remember the times that you go to the bank, they have the bulk room. You see people carry large sums of money like this and you queue to come and deposit your small 10,000 naira, and somebody in front of you came with a Ghana must go, and you have to wait for them to, you can see that time money, the transactions, so you know that the money is in your account. So different forms of money. The cash is a physical form that we can hold. The coins, the paper bills, we don't use coins anymore. There's nothing. What can you buy with Naira coins in this time and age? There is practically nothing you can buy with your Naira coin, So, but you have the paper bill. For example, you might get 500 in cash for your birthday. That is a physical form of money. Then there is digital money. This money exists electronically, like the balance in your bank account. You can access with a debit card or through online banking apps on your phone. The money is there, but it's not physical, but you know that the money is there, it's your own. Somebody, you get an alert now and you see, 200,000 naira. You don't have physical cash, but you know that you have money. That's digital money. For instance, your parents might pay for groceries using a debit card linked to their digital money. So the fundamental purpose, medium of exchange, the main reason why we have money is to make it easier to buy and sell things. So instead of trying to trade your old toys for a comic book and hoping the comic book owner wants toys, you can sell your toys for money and then use that money to buy the comic book. So money acts as a middleman, making transactions much smoother. I think we talked about that before. So now we're going to look at needs versus wants. What's the difference between needs and wants? Needs are things you absolutely must have to survive and be healthy. Then wants are things that would be nice to have, but you can live without it. So you can call wants more of luxury, but needs are for absolute survival. The need for shelter, need for clothing, need for food. These are absolute, things. So let's look at some of the examples. The food we eat, like rice, beans, vegetables, a safe place to live, your house or apartment, clothes to wear, clean water. These are needs Me get back. Welcome back. Network threw me out, but we shall continue. But how is the class going so far? Is it interesting? Very interesting. How about you? You're reading, you're not paying attention. Okay. You're not listening. You have papers, exams. Oh, amazing. I don't have it. Okay, so welcome back. Examples. So think about your own expenses. Is the money you spend on school lunch a need or a it's usually a need for every week. You know, there's a time that we used to have comic stores where they sell comic books and children always want to buy new ones every week. So that's likely a want. Eh? Like all these comic books now, Spider-Man comic books, yeah. Learning to tell the difference helps you make smart choices about how we use our money. Like yesterday, I don't know, maybe you can help me analyze. I needed to buy a nice soap because I noticed that my son was getting darker in complexion. So I said, okay, I want to buy, there's this nice teens, kids and teens soap that is, a bit brightening, and I've used it with them before and it was very good. And I was now asking myself, is this really like a need or a want? What would you call it? It's a need, right? It's really a need, yeah. Sure. Yeah. So I didn't make a right choice when I bought that soup because looking at him, I didn't really like the color going down. So it's a need. Okay. So you have to really, check the difference for you in the level of priority, how important it is to you. I think that's how you can categorize it. So something might be a need for me, but it's just a want for another person. It might be a want for another person, but it's definitely a need. For instance, if you're not mobile and but someone has like five in the house and they just want to buy is a want for them. So so the concept of value, when you pay 200 naira for a loaf of bread, that 200 naira represents the value we place on that bread. If somebody puts that bread at 1,000, you will not buy it. Have you not gone to the store? You just see one small cake like this, they say it's 1,000. Okay. Or 4,000, not even 1,000. It's okay. Definitely, it's not, for you, it's not that valuable. Yes. And then when you also consider maybe the health, um, if you're a healthy person, like you feel like, why would I invest this kind of money? Invest this kind of money in something that is not so healthy. Money placed on a thing represents the value we place on that thing. So it means that we think the bread, that the 200 is worth that much to us. So anytime we see that bread, we can actually give the vendor the 200. Right now, you say 2,200. Because that's what bread is sold. This was when they used to buy bread for 200. Now, bread is 2,000 to be able to buy the bread because we have to eat to break fast. Factors influencing value, scarcity. So let me just go through the factors influencing value again. Scarcity, if something is rare and hard to find, usually has a higher value. So you think about a limited edition collectible toy, because there is not so many, we don't have so many of them. People might be willing to pay more to own one. We talked about designer bags and some of those other things, rare products. Another factor influencing value is demand. If a lot of people want something, its value can just go up. Imagine a video game. If everybody wants to buy it, the stores might sell it at a higher price because the demand is high. Then another thing that influences value is usefulness of that, thing. How useful something is can also affect its value. For example,